Okay. Well, that was a technical glitch. I have to give myself a that was on me. Let me start over again. Here you are. This is what we're talking about today. Let me put up the poll. I'm so sorry. For those in podcasting, everything works and then you get online and it's one button you didn't press. It always happens all the time. So, uh, sorry about that. But let me start over. The poll today, because I'm going to get into this later, is do you think Vince McMahon will get back in the wrestling business? Do you think he will? Hashtag yes, hashtag no. And we'll post the results at the end of the show. Again, do you think Vince McMahon will get back in the wrestling business? Okay, so back to the WWE. Raw was announced. Well, Nick Khan had announced that Raw would not be going to an edgier product. Here's the difference. As I told you all, as I was just saying, you didn't hear me, but I understand both sides. You have some people saying that they're not creative enough to write an edgier product, and then you have some people saying, well, if you write an edgier product, your sponsors will come. Here's my thing. This is not 1994 anymore, 95, 96, 97, 98. We live in a society that is way more sensitive now. So you don't have to worry about, like, back then you could have a sponsor or two leave and whatever, you replace them with someone else. We live in a society now where if one sponsor leaves, it's a domino effect. Multiple sponsors will leave. So you can't lose your money, because then if one sponsor leaves, the next one will leave, then they'll get pressured and they'll leave, and at the end of the day your whole company is canceled. And I don't care how much of a billion-dollar corporation WWE is, you don't want to lose any money. Period. I'm not saying sell out or be a slave to the sponsors, but you can't be stupid either. I think if there was more creative writing, there is a way to please both sides with the edgier product while still keeping it family friendly. But that goes with the creative writing. There's a middle ground there. So you're not going to see titties and ass out anymore. You're not going to see that in this day and age, unfortunately. Those days are gone. But there is a creative way to go edgier. I don't want them to go completely family friendly, where you can't say ass, and if you're getting in a fight with somebody, let's be real. You're fighting somebody. What are you going to tell them? Man, I'm going to kick your butt today. Or you going to censor yourself, man, I'm going to kick your today. No, you're going to say, I'm going to kick your fucking ass. Because you're pissed. You're angry. It's realism. So as long as they don't go completely like G and PG again, you can be TV 14 and still keep your sponsors. There's got to be a creative way to do it, and they got to figure that out. Um, and that's what the casual audience wants. We want realism. I know what I'm gonna say when I get into a fight, and it ain't gonna be family friendly. It's gonna be real. You got to find some way, some medium there. You're on Netflix now. You got to do something. Come on, just don't keep it to where the family, okay, well, the children can watch it, while at the same time you gotta keep it a little real. So we'll see this. We'll see on January 6th exactly what they're gonna do with Raw. Speaking of Raw, this past Monday was a good Raw. I enjoyed Raw. The Xavier Woods heel turn, um, and the Kofi heel turn, I did not expect. Um, with Big E, I like what they did. I think they could have got a little deeper into kind of explaining. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll come back Monday and explain why they said what they said to Big E. I'm gonna give them another week. It did come out the blue, and I like that. I like the unpredictability about it, but now we need a little bit more explanation as to why. How long has this been brewing? So I think we'll get that this Monday. We'll see. The rest of Raw was pretty good. I like the pacing of the show. I told y'all the way I review shows, it's story, pacing, and finish. Those are the three things I look at when I review a wrestling show: story, pacing, finish. Period. And they did a lot this week to establish stories, in my opinion. Whether you like the stories or not, they established some stuff that make you want to tune in next Monday. And that's what they have to keep doing. So Monday was pretty good. Saturday night's main event, before I get to Dynamite. Saturday night's main event, I'm begging you, please take it old school. They just announced Jesse the Body Ventura will be announcing. We knew this for months. It was leaked. But he will be announcing at Saturday night's main event. I wonder who's going to be joining him. Is Michael Cole or who? But that's good. A little nostalgic feel. Here's something else you can do to be nostalgic on Saturday night's main event. Have something unpredictable happen. How about have Kevin Owens win the belt? And it could be a rematch with him and Cody at the Royal Rumble, and Cody takes it back. Or a rematch with him and Cody on the first episode of Raw on Netflix, and Cody takes it back. You got to do something on Saturday night's main event to make it feel special. It's only happening once a quarter. If it's just another Raw or another SmackDown, nobody's going to tune in. You got to make this special. You want to go old school? Go all the way old school and do some unpredictable shit. Remember, when we used to watch Saturday night's main event back in the day, what happened? We either see a title change, a turn, or something unexpected. I'm hoping they do that with this one, because when they tried to revive it, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, on it was just another show. Another show. So let's hope they do something different here. AEW Dynamite this past Wednesday. I saw several people on X talking about this was a decent show. This was a decent Dynamite. No, it wasn't. It was the same old bullshit, the same old boring shit. I was not impressed. Like AEW is like the ASMR of pro wrestling, because every time I watch it, I fall asleep. It's nothing to keep me up or excited, and this has nothing to do with the talent. Okay, they got an awesome roster. It comes with it starts at the top, and we know who that is. That's Tony Khan. This show is becoming unwatchable. Okay, it reminds me of WCW. I'm not even going to say that, because WCW Monday Nitro, even at its worst, was still doing better than this show. It had it had some stories, whether you liked it or not. And I'm talking about the late 2000 Nitros that everybody's saying were horrible. They were nowhere near as horrible as Dynamite. I'm sorry. There were some characters. They were on their last leg, but I'm sorry. Dynamite today is unwatchable. I cannot and I will not go through every match. It sucked. When they do something great, I'll come on here and tell you it was great. Other than that, I can't do it. One thing I did notice, and even with this, the ratings were horrible. For the first time I ever noticed, I forgot what's the lead-in show to Dynamite. That as soon as it goes off and Dynamite comes on, the ratings tank. That show didn't go up to 801 this past Wednesday. So they were literally trying to eat off their lead-in show, which gets probably double the ratings they do, before they tank, and they still tanked at 500 and what was it, 586, I think. It's pathetic, man. The ratings do matter. You know why they matter? Because as soon as they crack 1 million again, if they do, which I doubt, they'll be the first ones bragging about it. So yes, the ratings do matter. AEW, Tony Khan, to the talent in AEW. I know you're getting that nice check. It looks great. You're buying all types of shit. You can get a nice house. I understand you don't want to lose that money. But somebody in that company has to have some pride. They need to go up to this man and tell him, man, this shit ain't working. We have to do something, because it's not working. Somebody has to do it. A lot of people are scared. They don't want to ruin that check. And I get that, like I said before, but somebody has to take some balls. Go up to this man and say, look, you say you love the boys. You want to treat the boys and the girls right. Why don't you treat them right by putting on a better product? How about that? How about that? That's all I'm saying with AEW because they frustrate me. And I don't want us to go back. And I saw something actually on X or Twitter the other day that said that AEW has now relegated themselves to being in competition with TNA and MLW. And it's true. I no longer consider them competition to the WWE. I just don't. Not anymore. Those days are over. They're not even they're barely competing with NXT. Whenever they go head to head with NXT, NXT always beats them. It's to the point where NXT can beat them without anybody on the main roster even coming to NXT now. I'm confident in that. So the days WWE has no competition right now. And I don't like that. I believe that the WWE is at its best when they have fire on their ass. And that's why a lot of people are pissed at AEW. Because in part thanks to you, in part thanks to AEW, you woke up the monster and they got better. I'm not saying they're great. They got better. And now you're just like, fuck it. You're chilling. And the thing I don't like about that, because if you're chilling, they don't feel the heat, they might start chilling again. This is why people are pissed at AEW. We're not pissed at you because, oh, we just don't like you. We want you to go out of business. Hell no. Do you know how much pain we were in those years when there was no AEW? And we had to watch that shitty product from the WWE for years. I'm talking about people talking about 2009, 2017, 2018. No, even before that, the product was shit. And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. The AEW came along. They had a legit competitor who had some deep pockets, and they started to get better. I'm not saying they got great, they got better. The show is actually watchable now, and I thank AEW for that. Now you're going in reverse, AEW. And a lot of people are fearing that if you keep going down, you're going to drag the rest of the business down with you. Because now the WWE is not feeling any heat. They're not worried about you anymore. So they're not going to put out their best effort. And no wrestling fan wants that. That is why people are on your ass. Stop taking it so personal and fix your shit. Period. Tony Khan, you're 40 now. What's that? Generation Z? I don't know. When them sensitive, that sensitive ass generation. I guess I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, free agents. There's a guy in TNA, a couple of guys in TNA, who I am very excited about, and I'm hoping this guy, Josh Alexander. I'm praying he comes to the WWE and not AEW. I have a good feeling that he's going to go to the WWE. He'll probably start out in NXT, which is good because he needs to go to NXT. Any new talent, free agent, needs to go to NXT. NXT needs to bring them in because the NXT men's division is crap right now. It's not interesting. I'm not going to say crap. It's not interesting. Nobody, I like what they're doing with Ridge, but that's not enough. I like Ethan, but outside of Ethan Page, Ridge Holland, and Trick Williams, who else on the NXT men's roster do we take serious? Who? They don't have anybody. I don't know what the big guy, Uber Femi. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe he's gonna come back, but that's still not enough. So I'm praying you need to get Josh Alexander. Who else was rumored to come to a WWE? Joe Hendry, him maybe full time. Any male free agent on the market now needs to go to NXT. NXT, period. They need to go straight to NXT. And Josh Alexander has the look. He can talk. That's money. The look, talk. Okay, of course he can work, but the look and the talk. Get him. Get him ASAP. Because in this business, I don't know what other people think, But in the business, when I used to book wrestlers on my independent shows back in the day, the last thing I looked at was the work in the ring. The first thing I looked at was the look. Number two, the sound. Can they talk? Are they believable? Do they have some charisma? Because you can tell. You can just look at a guy and you can tell he has charisma or if he's trying to put on charisma. Charisma is not something you can be taught. You have it or you don't have it. And this guy, Joe Hendry, they have it. They have the look. They can work as well and they can talk. Bring them in. All right. Last but not least, there's a rumor. You're only going to hear it here, and I'm going to call it a rumor because my big thing on this show is I'm not going to report news, but I have a source, a pretty reliable source. As you know, I used to promote wrestling shows in the Northeast back in the day, D.C., Maryland, Virginia. I did one in New Jersey. I did one in Delaware. Um, I've met a lot. I've worked with the late great Balls Mahoney, rest his soul. I worked with Corey Graves at the time when his name was Sterling James Keenan. Um, I've been in contact with a lot of guys who wanted to come on the show, didn't really come on the show. A lot of guys who went to TNA. I've worked with. I hear things, and one thing I'm going to tell you right now, and I don't want to. I can't put the name out right now, but I'm pretty sure if you read between the lines, you'll know who I'm talking about. 2025 is going to be very interesting in professional wrestling. Depending on a pending case, a new wrestling company will be on the scene. The name has already been picked out, the name of the company, the acronym, and all of that. There's only one thing holding it up, and I'll leave it at that. But I'm going to tell you, if this happens, I'm not surprised. Let me just say this, because smart people, you can pick it up. If you've been doing something all your life and you had to be forced out, you didn't leave because you were tired. You had to be forced out because if you left, you were tired. That means you had nothing left to give. You were forced out. That means you still have some passion. You still want to. You want to go out on your own terms. Let me just say. Do you think that just disappears? I mean, your entire life is in your blood. It's in your children's blood. Do you think that shit just disappears? No, it doesn't. So I will say this: do not be surprised. The only question is the when. It's not the if. Do not be surprised if in 2025, sooner rather than later, there's a big announcement. Family sticks together. At the end of the day, your blood is your blood. And I'm going to leave it at that. Not because I want to leave it at that, because I have to leave it at that. One more look at the poll. Do you think Vince McMahon will get back in the wrestling business? Nothing to do with what I just said. It's just a poll. Hashtag yes. Hashtag no. What do you think? Let me know. That's it. This will be the last live stream on YouTube. We are trying to grow our Rumble audience and our Rumble channel. So if you want more, if you want to see us, this show and plenty other shows live, you can catch us on Rumble live. YouTube will still be uploading clips to YouTube, but if you want to see us live, this will be the final Shoe Talkers and possibly the final Rip TV live show on YouTube. Clips will be uploaded. You want clips, and I mean long clips, YouTube is the place. If you want short, quick clips, follow us on TikTok at Rip TV. But Rumble is our new live home. Follow us there. If you're on your computer or whatever, take your phone out and copy the QR code and follow us on Rumble. Until then, man, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Might do a SmackDown watch along. We did that on Rumble last week. We might do it again tomorrow. Not sure. Um, but I appreciate it. And we will see you all next time. To know when we go live, follow us on Rumble. And I'll catch y'all next time.